wheelchair, roll in and stay.
With no seatbelt and
We got a couple honest things to say. Every story's got its sideways turns. Every scar a page where somebody learned.
Doing this, I do this all the time. I do this in public. And my
Welcome
friends are like,
to
"What are you doing, man?
Wheelchair Wednesday. Take the weight off, stay a while.
with every event, it comes with a little bit of
We'll talk about the hard days. We'll laugh about the wild. Every week. Has a story to tell today. Welcome to Wheelchair Wednesday.
Yo, and welcome to another Wheelchair Wednesday. I'm your host, Wheelchair Rick. I'm a T3, T4 paraplegic complete, and today we are going to talk to a special friend coming to us all the way from the great state of Illinois. But before we get to him, let's go ahead and roll the intro. Welcome to Wheelchair Wednesday. All right, y'all, let's welcome to the program Mr. Brad Henke. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, how's everybody doing today?
Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming on the show. Gregory 24 Fit down at the bottom. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for chiming in. So Wheelchair Wednesday. I don't know if you've seen any videos of this before, Brad. Are you familiar?
I have. I've been the guy that's kind of sat in the back corner, dark corners, kind of just watching everything, trying to learn,
Yep.
pick up everybody's tips and tricks, maybe, things like that.
I feel you there. Nothing wrong with that. Thanks for that like, Tara. Appreciate that. So what we're going to do, Brad, is we're just going to roll down the list, ask you a few questions, answer honestly, however you feel fit to answer. Nothing's overboard. I mean, unless it's like something crazy. You know the rules. You've seen it before. You know what happens on the internet.
Yeah, we got to move to OnlyFans. We got to move to OnlyFans.
You know what? And if it comes down to a subscription, I am not opposed to that. Okay, so the most important question I think that we ask here is pretty much the one you probably get asked all the time is how did it happen? You know what I mean? Like, what was your story? So I'll go ahead and let you take it off. So introduce yourself to everybody. How you ended up in a wheelchair?
Yep. So just a quick little overview of me. My name is Brad, or Chairman Brad. I got a few videos floating around out there on TikTok. I'll be 47 this year. I'm from the Midwest. I can see like the St. Louis Arch from kind of my back door, I guess. Medically, people would call me a T10 complete. In reality, I'm just a guy in a chair. I like racing cars. I like riding my Harley Davidson, and I like putting on my robot legs and doing like hood things with classy people. That's a little bit about me.
Yeah, I love that. Hood things with classy people. That's my forte right there. Gregory 24 Fit's one of those classy people. Needs another Wheelchair Mafia sticker for the truck. Got you, Greg. Just got some new ones made. I'm gonna start selling these things for $5, man. I've been giving away stuff forever since my accident. I'm just like, take this. But now I'm just like, yeah, I should probably sell a little bit of something.
Yeah. And then a little story. Yeah, I guess kind of what happened to me. So I hit a slick spot on my motorcycle. I wish I had like a cooler story. I've been riding for, 20 years. I was never down on the bike. They say there's two kinds of bikers, the ones that have been down, the ones that haven't been down yet. Mm-hmm. Well, I was that guy that just kind of kept riding that luck, Well, after 20 years of riding, it finally became about my turn. I was going around the corner on the motorcycle. I hit a slick spot. Sometimes around here, they'll put like them strips of tar to cover the cracks in the roads.
Yeah.
Well, I hit one of those going around the corner. The bike went one way and I went the other way. And I got stopped by one of the cables that holds up a power pole.
Ooh.
So, at 20 years of good luck ran out. I broke 18 bones from my neck to my left foot. My T10 is where I'm like the top of your abs is where I made my back two extremely separate pieces. So, could have been better, could have been worse.
Right. Now, what type of bike did you have? What type of bike did you drive?
I had a Harley Davidson, a Street Glide. It was one of the, loud pipes, big, super loud stereo. It was not a not a speed demon by any means, but I absolutely love the bike. Like I actually quit smoking years before to get myself a Harley Davidson. So,
Nice.
I figured, yeah, so I got rid of cigarettes thinking they weren't going to kill me, got the bike, and it tried to kill me, but it didn't do anything wrong. It just hit that slick spot, it just kind of,
Yeah,
in
you
my
can't
20
really
years,
blame the bike.
no, in my 20 years of riding, I've done stupid things where, maybe I deserved it, maybe I didn't, but man, this one time, just a random slick spot, that's what got me. So
Mm-hmm.
guess that, everything comes and gets you sooner or later,
Yeah, we hear all kinds of stories here on the show, and I don't think any story's better than the next one, but it's all because it all brought us in the same spot. But some of these
Yeah.
stories will make you go, "Holy crap!" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But maybe that's good. Maybe that's good. You just kind of quick happened to you, and now you're here, and you just had to get used to it.
I guess I don't have any recollection really of that day at all. Like it's all just kind of like wiped out. And some people say maybe it's better. I don't know. I'd kind of like to know what happened too,
Well, see, and that's another question I'll go to. Is actually supposed to be my second question here. Is if you could go back to that day, how long ago was it?
5 years in October.
If you could go back to that day and not hit that spot, but then if you did that, you would live your life the rest of the way you were living like you were, and you would have no knowledge or anything about the life you have now. Would you go back or would you stay where you're at?
I've thought about that a lot, and I did. I was playing my best Hannah Montana, trying to live the best of both worlds. Trying to not really have a good answer to that question, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. My last trip that I had, man, I everything that I've kind of gained and who I feel like I'm becoming, like I don't think that I could give it back to go back to the old like pre-accident Brad. I
Right.
think I would stay here now. Now, if you'd asked me this a couple of months ago, I'd still kind of danced in the middle, but yeah, after my last trip being out and about, that's when it really hit me that yeah, I can't. I would not want to give up what I've gained.
Yeah, it's crazy to even think about it when it comes down to it because, that question for me, even 3 years after my accident, I would have stayed where I was just because I knew that for some reason my whole life I knew I was supposed to do something, but I didn't know what it was. Everybody has like a purpose, you know what I'm saying? Their opus magnum or whatever they call it. And sometimes it just takes getting in a wheelchair to figure yours out.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Moving along here, what's one of your biggest pet peeves about being in the chair?
I don't know if it's about being in the chair. One of my biggest just pet peeves in general, man, I have a hard time with I guess like people with like a lack of commitment or accountability.
Right.
Like I'm not special by any means. A lot of people, oh, you're inspirational. Everybody goes down that rabbit hole. I'm not special. I'm just a typical person. I'm nothing fancy about me. Now I've been super lucky, since I've been in this chair, and I'm grateful for that. But like I'm out here just figuring out life too, like the next person.
Right.
And I have a difficult time sometimes, like trying to understand why people aren't trying to do more to accomplish like some mildly impossible things out there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, every day there's a new challenge if you open your eyes and look at it. I mean, it's a good analogy, really, because you could stay in bed all day and just do nothing and not accomplish anything and feel bad for yourself, or you could get your butt up and figure out something to do.
You just gotta go out there and still do stupid things,
Yeah, I believe the person that lasts the longest is the person that goes and takes the most chances. Well, not probably the most chances, but like actually gets up and stays active throughout their life. You look at these older people, the ones who retire and they stop working. Well, then what happens? They get old real quick and they end up dying
they're
fast.
Gone, yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate that share, or that like, Joseph. Thanks for watching. Now, if you guys have any questions for Brad, feel free to launch them down there in the chats, and if they're appropriate, we will read them out loud. Now, what is your biggest fear you think about being in the chair?
Probably getting a pressure sore, man. As dumb as that sounds,
yeah, no, that's scary.
Like I've
That's why I
done
do this
a lot of. Yeah, I've done a lot of like stupid and wild things in my life, and for the possibility that a sore on my butt's going to be what would take me out,
Mm-hmm.
like that's what makes me nervous. I've only had one issue with the one. I had one when I was in the hospital just from laying there, but they were, more worried about trying to keep me alive as opposed to stuff like that. But
Right.
that's the only one I've had, and I've not had any issues since then. I got one of these cool Rojo cushions that everybody talks about. They actually make them pretty close to my house where I'm at.
Yeah,
But
the Rojo cushions are definitely a must-have for any person that has to use a wheelchair. I definitely recommend the Rojo.
that's the only one I've had. I'm still in my chair number one. I'll get another one, hopefully beginning of next year because my 5 years will be up.
5 years, yep.
Yeah, that'll be nice because I'll have a little bit of intelligent input this time, where before I didn't have a clue, just kind of took what was given to me.
Right. Yeah, that's always the case. At first, you don't give it. You don't care what you get. You're just like, hey, you guys are the professionals. Whatever you want, you know what I mean. Just give me what you think I need.
Yeah.
Well, then after 5 years in that specific chair, and you see everybody else dealing with what they got to deal with, you're like, well, maybe you find little things like, well, this could be better. This could be better. That could be better. But yeah, for sure. We'll get to the chair too. I want to ask you about that a little bit later on.
Yep.
Now here's a big question: dating/married. How's that going for you?
So I'm married, man. I was super lucky, and I was like when this went down, like my life was pretty much like it was set on a pretty good path. But I'm married. I've known my wife for like 30 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we've been together for like the last 20, and we've been married for over like the last almost 16. So
Nice.
yeah, she's been super awesome. Like, I think that a lot of couples, their relationships are almost built on the fact that like they each go to work for 8 hours a day and there's a little separation. So, we kind of, after my accident, we were, at home in each other's faces all the time. And,
Mm-hmm.
we worked pretty hard on communication. And like I was a tinker, I guess, by, just that's who I am. I want to go out there and work on things. So
Right.
she'll go out there, and we've ripped the bumper off my Cadillac to replace the headlights and do all
Nice.
this other silly stuff, and she just, we're pretty good with our communication where, sometimes one or the other may get a little hot-headed. We just, after the project, we both sit back down and recap and move on from there, man. Like
Yeah, communication is definitely key.
Yeah. I think our relationship, I think, has probably gotten stronger since I've in a chair now.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like you said, in each other's faces all the time is not always a good thing. Everybody needs their space, but it's also like you want to make sure that you're not just coexisting with this person, but trying to grow with this person. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
and you got to think about that. Man, we all have problems. I have trouble doing that. My beautiful, might as well call her wife now. We've been together for so long. We haven't got married because of the whole stipulations that they do with your, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's a whole nother story. But it's definitely something to be in a relationship, and then after the injury, trying to maintain the same relationship because it's never the same. It's more of a different style. You just have to adapt.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. Yes.
All right. What is something that you wish you could do now that you can no longer do, that you used to be able to do?
Man, if I could just stand up, hold, and dance with my wife, like that's the one thing that sucks that I miss. Like we'll go out somewhere and like everybody else gets to get up and go dance. That's the one thing that like I can't do anymore.
Right.
Now we're working toward. Now I may be able to get close to that. I do have a set of robot legs that we're working on that I'm working with. So
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Maybe one day we'll be able to stand up and kind of do it.
I was gonna say they got these power wheelchairs, the Promobile F5s. I just got one. I'm not in it right now, but it stands you straight up. You got to have the hardware for it, so it'd be kind of awkward taking the hardware out and about just to stand up and dance around. But
that would,
it's definitely possible. It's just like I said, you'd have to bring extra stuff just to do it. You know what I mean?
I don't know if that shows there or not.
I can see those. Dang.
Yep. Yeah, that's the Rewalk robot legs, I call them.
See, I've heard about those too. I've seen a couple different trials where it's a bigger thing. It's like a whole exoskeleton suit where it lifts the girl up and she stands up. Like that would be crazy.
Yeah, no, this you still gotta you still gotta balance, you still gotta be able to move your body around. Where
Right.
I'm getting close to finishing therapy. We're working on stairs,
Oh yeah,
like
that's
I
hard.
like that's what I do, like I come home and I'd complain about going up and down stairs, and I'm not in a position where I don't get to complain about something cool like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing where if you can't get around it and you have to do it, you just have to do it. Complaining ain't gonna get you nowhere. You can
Nope,
sit
not
there
at
and
all.
complain about it for 10 minutes, but then that's 10 minutes you could have spent getting halfway up the damn stairs.
Yeah, the problem's there the problem's going to be there whether you're pissed off or positive. That problem will still be there.
Yep. Good point. What about this? If you could fix one thing about your paralyzed body, what would it be?
Mine's a little. So this would be something a little weird. So I used to like going out to the bar. I'd karaoke all night long, and my voice sucked, but I could go out there and do it. Well, there's something off now where if I go somewhere and it's too loud and I'm talking loud, or even if I go and sing or like two karaoke songs, like I feel like I got a cough, like there's like a tickle in my throat. And that's the weird thing. So, in the closest reasoning I might have got behind that was, since I don't have like my abs to really push my voice out to be loud anymore, a lady I spoke with, she thinks that maybe it's smaller muscles are working harder to try to make me as loud. So yeah, like I get like a tickle in my throat.
I
So
can
I
kind of
can't
relate to that. Yeah, that's because I do sing myself, or I used to, and I guess I still kind of do here and there. But me being a T3, T4, so it takes off your lung capacity. So your lung capacity
Yeah.
is literally, I'm cutting, like almost cut in half. You being a T3 or a T10, you're probably down a little lower, I think. So you're like probably like mid frame sternum area.
Yeah.
Yeah, so trying to project that, especially if you're a loud singer and you're like one of those people that get in there and and you're like belting, dude, like
Yes.
everything, it takes everything, because once you're done with the one song, you're panting and you're like, you're hot and you're like, you don't even know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't imagine. I've went and I've sang a couple times, but I always try to keep it medium. You know what I mean? I try not to
Yeah.
go so hard and so heavy, but I definitely
Yeah.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah. I carry around cough drops now, because like I'll just start getting like this tickle in my throat, and I'm
That
like,
tickle
what
is
the heck?
weird. I've gotten that too. I don't know what that is. It just happens out of
Yeah.
nowhere for me.
Yeah, like I never had this. Was never when I was 6 foot tall, I never had this problem, and now that I'm short, like all of a sudden, I get this tickle in my throat. So
Did you get a
it's
trach?
not. I don't think so. No.
They didn't put a trach in you? Okay.
Oh yeah. They
Yeah,
did.
the
They
trach
did, yeah.
inside your throat. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
wondering
so
if I
maybe,
wonder
yeah.
if that's something to do with it. Maybe.
Maybe it just kind of sucks, because that's like this. I mean, I've got a whole list of crap that sucks, but having a spinal cord injury. But now it's
Right.
like not being able to talk for like long periods of time. It's like I'm like, what the heck, I just lost that. That's just kind of this extra shocker that just kind of came out of nowhere.
Right. Extra baggage with your SCI.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Yep. What about your pain levels? What kind of pain you in?
Dude, I can't really complain about much. My left ankle gets cold at times, and it usually feels like somebody's standing on like my right little toes on my right foot, but that's about it. I mean, other than just like, general day-to-day stuff, when you're using your arms like your legs.
Right. And when you speak about your toes and stuff, like, is it something where you can feel the insides of it, not the outsides?
It feels like somebody's standing on the top of like my right two little toes.
That's
on
weird.
my right foot. I don't know why, but that's all I get. That's all I really get to complain about. So, I mean, I feel like I'm doing fairly well,
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, like, I'll feel like I haven't moved my foot in a long time and it needs to move, but I can't. Like, it just feels like it's really tight. But it's like,
Yeah.
like I said, I can't feel on the outside. I'm complete too. So it's like, it feels like an inside issue. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Spinal cord injuries are weird.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's kind of crazy, but it's not like I don't have to manage my pain like some people do, or this or that. Like I'm pretty,
Yeah, that's good. You got
I
lucky
consider
there.
myself pretty lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you this. What's the one thing that helped you the most after your injury?
So with the fire service, I was in a fire department before. I don't know if you can see any of the junk behind. That's why I got the big
Oh,
honking
okay.
mustache. But,
Yep, I see it.
but
Nice. Mustache is on
like
point, by the way. I gotta give
yeah,
you one
well,
of
I
these.
used to.
Yeah.
I was actually an engineer. I drove the fire truck, so it's kind of like Batman. Batman's got a cape. If you're gonna drive that fire truck, you better have a mustache.
You
to
better
go
have
with
that
it.
stash. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
But in the fire service, there's a saying that no one is coming. It's up to us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, me and my wife, we've always had that mentality around the house. Like it doesn't matter now that I'm short. We just always, nobody's coming. It's up to us. Like
Right.
and we've lived that way when I was 6 foot tall, and now that I'm only 4 foot tall. Nothing. I don't know that anything really helped. Maybe we just had a good groundwork beforehand.
Right, and I mean, with you being a firefighter and kind of having that mentality, that right there already puts you 10 steps ahead of everybody else. Steps, quote unquote. But no, yeah, because it's like, dude, mentality is I believe 80% of this battle to try to get over this stuff. You know what I mean? To try to get on the right path of being positive. Eddie Coleman, appreciate that. And everybody that's liking and following, we appreciate it. If I miss you, I'm definitely sorry, but we're paying attention most of the time. Now, yeah, so, I was going to say something else, but what about traveling? Do you like traveling at all? I mean, you don't have really any pain, so it might not be that bad.
So traveling, we started doing that last year. We went on a cruise. Me and my wife, we'd always talked about doing one, and I told her that I wasn't going to get like better with age now.
Mm-hmm.
So she went and booked us a cruise last year. We went and did it. It was a 5-day cruise last year. We just went on another one this year. It was a 7-day cruise. Yeah, we go down south. We get on this last one we got on a cruise ship, leaving New Orleans. Went, cruised around, 3 stops for 7 days.
Nice.
And just kind of cruised around, and man, everything just freaking magically happens on a boat. It is unbelievable.
Man, that's one thing I don't want to do. I'm scared of boats. I don't want to get on no big boat.
So I'm not a big plane person. I worked in aviation for a long time before a lot of this too.
Oh,
so,
you know some secrets.
I'm good with just staying like on the ground, and then I hear horror stories now too of like wheelchair damage.
Right.
But we do that, and then like I said, I've got an adapted motorcycle that me and my wife will get on, and we'll go places for the weekend, and go just kind of.
Yeah, I seen that, and you sent me a picture, and I kind of made a little photo, a little AI generated photo, even though AI's taking over the world. But like, I don't know, it looked pretty cool though. I think with that little like medieval style motorcycle thing, that was pretty cool.
It definitely did. Yeah, no, the bike I got super lucky with. I had some extremely talented friends that really came through, and we made it all. It's all hand control. The idea behind it was that I could get on it in the morning by myself, go somewhere 2 hours away, have a cheeseburger by myself, and then come home by myself. And man, we freaking nailed it.
So explain to me, obviously, because we're not like looking at it right now, but like, so I see you have a sidecar spot where you put the wheelchair, right?
Yep.
And then I'm guessing you transfer over onto the bike itself.
Yes. Yeah. So like I'll go up to it. So the sidecar, it's like a flat trailer basically. So yeah, I'll do like a good sized wheelie with my front wheels, slap the front end down on my sidecar, and then I've got a rail, and I kind of push off my tire to get my wheelchair up on the sidecar. I'll grab my left leg, throw it over my tank, because I'm a complete. My legs are just there for decoration. Yeah, throw my left leg over the tank, just kind of grab a hold. I slide on over. I do have some big spots I put my feet in. Now I guess I'm lucky again, because if my knees are bent at like a 90-degree angle, they chill that way. So I don't have to strap my feet down or do anything on the bike.
Nice.
I did take the seatbelt off my wheelchair, and I put it on the motorcycle, so that way I don't slide off the seat. I know it's probably not ideal to have a seatbelt on a motorcycle, but I mean, let's be real. It's probably not ideal to have me on the bike anyways.
I was about to say, hey, at least this time you won't fly off of it.
Yeah, but I mean, but the bike, it's all hand control, and I had a couple of guys that were, I mean, they were super smart. They were magicians with metal, like they knew this stuff.
So this is all custom built just for you.
all mocked off. It was all mocked off of my chair with how wide my chair was, the size of my chair. Like when I put my chair up on my side cart, it's a straight across transfer to get onto my motorcycle seat.
Nice. Do you ever think about doing YouTube videos?
I don't know. I need to. I'm gonna make there is a video out there of me getting on and off the bike. This was a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're going to ask about like fitness and dieting later, but yeah, in the video I was a larger individual than I am now. But yeah, I need to make a newer one of me getting on and off of it.
Yeah, I really think people enjoy that, even if you only do like a couple Facebook videos or something like that. You know, it'll help people that used to bike that are like don't think they can do it anymore. I think, you know what I mean.
There's a couple of guys out there with bikes similar to mine, but there was not like a good video showing them how they get on and off the bike. They were like, they'd be here, then the camera would stop, and then they'd be on the bike. You know, like
right.
Like I want to see like that good, the bad, the ugly stuff.
Like from the beginning to end.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. Like I don't like. I loved a lot of TikTok because I could get on there and in 3 minutes I see how somebody does something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Usually get on YouTube and somebody wants to talk about it for a half an hour. No, just show me how we do it, you know.
Right. Point 1, point 2, point 3. All and then that's it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
First pull up, then put your leg over, then you got to hit this. Yep, I get you.
Yeah. Yeah, it just I don't know. I'm going to make a new one. It's the weather's like it breaks and it gets crappy again, so it's close where I think hopefully whenever we get back from this next trip that, yeah, it should be good and stay good.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's go to the hobbies. Now, we were just talking about bikes and stuff like that. What do you do for hobbies, like for fun?
Man, I love the motorcycle. So what I'm starting to do this year. So when I'm out and about on the bike, I get a lot of people that look at me and then I think they're like, ooh, am I allowed to look at this guy in the wheelchair? Can I stare at him here? Can I not? So
I know they get caught in like oh my gosh,
yeah.
This is so cool, but should I look or should I not?
Exactly. So I've been taking it to car shows, man. I did a couple the end of last year, but
that's a good idea.
This year I'm going to hit it pretty hot and heavy because everybody that brings their toy there, they all want to talk about it. And I actually, my last car show, I actually saw my high school shop teacher of all things.
Nice.
Yeah, and he was there and kind of saw it. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to use it for. It's, you know, just kind of shows people that, hey, you know, yeah, I'm in a chair, but I can still go out and do dumb stuff, you know, like right. I'm still enjoying life. Like, don't assume that I'm living this shell of a life,
this
you know,
mundane existence.
Yeah. Like when I came home, I thought at first I was just going to come home and like sit around with nothing to do and almost just wait to die. You know?
Yeah.
And now it's like, dude, I'm busy. It's crazy. It's wild. Like,
it's almost like you're more busier now than you were before without the chair.
100%. Yes, 100%. Mm-hmm. And man, and it's like everything I'm doing now, like just riding a bike and just letting people see that it's still possible. I'm helping things out, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and like I said, I mean, just by doing this, I feel like you're helping somebody out. Like once they listen to you and be like, "Oh, dang, this guy's got a sidecar and a motorcycle." Obviously, they're gonna want to see it, but it's definitely something where anything is possible. You just got to get up and do it. Don't sit there and think you can't. You know what I mean? Figure out a way. For instance, I got this bathroom door. It's falling apart right now. The bottom of it, like I don't know what happened, but the nails are coming out. The screws are. So I'm thinking, well, I can't rip this door off by myself and lay it down and fix it the way it needs to be fixed. But I can do something. So right now I'm trying to figure out in my mind what I have to do. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
I know it's probably going to get dirty and involve some wood glue, maybe a couple extra screws where they shouldn't be, but you got to do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
Now with the car shows, I like this idea because I myself, I did car shows here where I live at for years. My grandfather did them. And I quit after my accident. I quit going to them. I just I clocked out. I guess it was right before COVID hit. Then COVID hit, and nobody went to go do anything.
Oh yeah.
So then after stuff started picking back up, I have a 2019 Chrysler Pacifica Sports van that's converted. It's a VMI conversion, and it's got the black rims and the tinted windows and the all black trim, so it's not chrome like the other vans, and it's really cool. So I cleaned it up and I took it to a car show one day, and I had the ramp down. And everything was open, so you go look at it. And I've had so many people and kids and everything think it's super cool. And they're like, you drive this thing? And I'm like, yeah, look at this is how it works. And they're like, oh, man, this is so cool. So I definitely recommend, like getting out there and doing it. Even if you ain't got a cool car, go check out some stuff. I want to have a disability car show, but I don't think there's that many of us. But, yeah, check that out. Anybody, you guys listening, if you have a disabled vehicle, go to a car show. Let them see it.
I think it's good, man. I'm questioned all the time on, hey, how do you get on it? How do you get off of it? So I give the whole little spiel, but I'm letting people know that, hey, it's possible.
It's possible, right? That's the most important part.
Yeah.
All right, now fitness and diet. As you were saying, let's go over that.
So before my accident, I was probably like 235. I came home after my accident, and I looked like death at about 180 pounds. Well, when I'm at home, I was going to, food tasted good. So I definitely ate more food. And then I was going to therapy like twice a week for like 45 minutes at a time, so that was obviously not good. So one of my last visits at my neurosurgeon lady, that was the only place I could weigh myself. They had like a wheelchair scale.
Right.
Well, I was 300 pounds in my less than 40-pound chair.
Dang.
So I and I knew something was weird because I was putting like extenders to try to bump my wheels out. Like I knew things were there, but I didn't have a good way to weigh myself. So when I'd seen that I was, over 260 pounds, around that time's when I had learned that rewalk, that Medicare was going to start covering a bunch of that rewalk, those robotic leg braces.
Mm-hmm.
So I called them and they said, hey, for Medicare to do this, you've got to be under 220 pounds. So my original goal was just try to get to like 215. That's all I'm trying to do. Well, man, I got down to, I've been running about 180 now for the past, year and a half, whatever it is.
Right. How'd you get down there? Was it like fasting or what?
So I was going to gym by my house. It was really just, I tell everybody it's not eating, not drinking. I basically, if it's bigger than the palm of your hand, that's too much food. Then whatever fits in your palm, that's all you need.
Yep.
That, and then the beer. I loved it, but the beer had to go away because that was easy calories to kick. I was just looking at counting calories. I'm not smart enough to do that other stuff where the people look at this, that, and the other thing. No, I look at calories.
All right, lasagna's got 240. That means if I do this, I can have 500 a day. So if I take the brownie off, I can put the bag of chips on. But if I put the bag of chips on, then I got to get rid of the I get what you're saying.
That's all it was. It's just looking at calories, and it was learning that I wasn't eating for enjoyment. I was eating to eat a certain amount of calories.
Yeah.
Like I ate a lot of cans of tuna, man, right out of the can. That was a lot of meals.
Nowadays, food tastes so different, and I know this is a whole nother subject we won't get into, but the way the food tastes nowadays, I don't even feel like it's like appealing anymore. I feel like I'm there. I eat just to survive at this point. I'm just like, let me get something in my stomach and I'll be good.
Yeah. You're eating for fuel as opposed to for fun.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I've got one gym that I go to. We were talking about my breathing earlier. There's a place over here in St. Louis. It's called Paraquad. Mm-hmm. And they've got a gym kind of set up for people like in wheelchairs and things like that. They had a study over there that Washington University put on where I didn't do cardio beforehand. When I was trying to lose weight, because nobody wants cardio, cardio don't make you look sexy. So, I was weights and everything else, but I went over there and they put like a mask on me and measured my breathing and all this and that. Well, dude, it's went up since I started to a couple months ago. They put the mask on me again. It went up 65% from when I first went in there.
Wow.
I do a lot of the silly hand bike thing, man. I get on there and I go to town for about an hour and then I'll get on the standing frame for the heck of it. Like that's about it. And I've been doing that. I try to do that 4 times a week,
Yeah, man, hearing people do that makes me want to do it more, but I'm just, man, like you said, there's so much to do during the day. It's like you got to count out. To go to the gym, you're thinking if you're going to go there an hour, you got to figure your travel there. Once you're there, then you travel back, and then,
Well, when I'm there, I'm usually, when I go to the gym, I shoot for an hour on the hand bike, an hour on the standing frame. So that's 2 hours. I got about a half hour there, about a half hour home. So when I leave, I come back home at like lunchtime, basically.
Right, right. So that's a
Like
good morning thing. Get up in the morning and do that.
It's half your day is gone just
Right.
on that alone.
Now I know this isn't really a thing, but you're a question or whatever. But your bowel program, are you adapt with that? Do you go like every day or every other day? How do you do that?
I do. I get up in the morning and I do my thing every morning. And man, I've been super lucky. I don't really have too many problems. If I have a problem, it's because I ate something I definitely shouldn't eat beforehand.
Oh yeah, for sure. I
But
know what
like
that
I
feels
get
like.
up and I do mine in the morning. I know some people talk about positives out of the standing frame for that. Man, I don't get nothing like that out of it. I just know mentally that putting weight on my legs and my bones is definitely better than not. And
Right.
the rewalk people, that's one question they'll ask is, do you have a standing program? So if you're
Yeah.
going to try to get robot legs or something down, anybody there, you've got to have some kind of standing program. So that was what mine was.
Yeah, and you definitely can feel the difference if you haven't stood in a long time. Because I've had a standard, but the standards are super bulky. They're super heavy. It takes you can't do it yourself, so you have to rely on somebody else to grab it out, pull it out for you. I've done that, but just to do that, to get it out, started to become a hassle. So we quit even doing that.
Yeah.
Then I got this new wheelchair that does it for us. But like I said, you have to put the hardware in. You got to strap yourself in, and then you can do it like that. But that's a lot better than having to pull out a 80-pound standing frame. You know what I mean?
So my robot legs, when I go somewhere, like I tell people, they're like a bike. I put them on when I'm going to use them, then I take them off. Because you got to be able to throw your leg left or right if you're going to transfer. And that's not an option when you put these robot leg braces on.
Right.
So like if me and my wife go somewhere and they're 66 pounds, they're not, it's not super light, or convenient. But yeah, when we go somewhere, I don't know. I think we've got our process down with moving them. Like this summer, there'll be more videos of us like out in the real world with them as we're getting better with it.
Right. Now, speaking of videos and stuff like that, where can people find you at?
So I'm not good with posting on my TikTok right now. I always told everybody I'm not pretty, so if I make a video, it's gonna have to be cool. So this summer I've got a couple ideas with my little robot legs that we'll be out and about doing. I'm trying to convince my wife to let me get one of those Insta360 cameras to strap on the bike so I could do some really cool videos that way. But
oh yeah,
I'm
sure.
still working on that one.
Yeah, get you a little GoPro or something. That'd be dope.
Yeah, but I've got a TikTok. There's no thought behind it. I'm just Chairman Brad. You'll get on there and you'll see a dude with a motorcycle with a wheelchair on the side. I've got a Instagram. I got, that's Chairman Brad also.
Chairman Brad.
I've got Chairman. Yeah, there's no thought behind it. I was a dude in a chair, just named Brad. So yeah.
Hey, that's almost like Wheelchair Rick. I appreciate a simple. It's just a simple tag name, man. That's all it is.
Yeah. Yep. It just kind of gets down to it and it works. It's nothing cool or crazy. I told the wife that I got me an OnlyFans. I don't do anything on there, but that one I think I got a better handle for, as opposed to that. That one I went with the wheeled wiener for that one.
The wheeled wiener. See now this is something that we've never talked about here on Wheelchair Wednesday, and I think that there's probably a huge market for it. OnlyFans wheelchair adult content. Bro, that would be crazy.
I've not done anything with it. I'm in an okay position right now where, everything is working right now. But I've joked around with a few people. I'm like, you'll find me on OnlyFans. Look up the wheeled wiener. Oh yeah, I went ahead and I've got that domain. It didn't cost me anything. I don't do anything with it, but I don't know. It's kind of good. I joke around with it and have fun with it. With people like, look me up on OnlyFans.
Even to go on OnlyFans and have fun and make money on there would be hilarious. I mean, because OnlyFans is not just for adult content. You can also do
I can
teaching
go on
videos or whatever. Yeah, too. Yep.
Yeah, and I haven't posted anything yet. Right now, it's just just kind of funny, just telling people. I'm like, yeah, I got an OnlyFans.
The Wheeled Wiener.
Yeah.
Check them out.
I mean, you got to have something catchy if you're going to do it, right?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. It's got to be like quick and on the brain.
Yeah, like Chairman Brad wouldn't work for OnlyFans, but you got Wheeled Wiener on there. Woo,
Oh
sounds
yeah,
perfect,
you went up 10 notches just right there.
Oh yeah.
All right, now last question of the day is, and I think it's one of the most important. Is going to be, what would be the best advice that you could give your peers right now? Or that newly injured person. I'm sorry, like something like that.
I would say don't get discouraged by others' progress that you see on TikTok. Like I watch a lot of TikTok. That's where I learned 99% of the stuff I've done. And I'd go on there and I'd see somebody and I'd be like, well, we're both injured at about this same time, and they're bouncing that wheelchair up and down stairs and doing wild stuff.
Right.
And that kind of sucks seeing that at times, but don't get discouraged by that. That's all I can say. Don't get discouraged by other people's progress. Just keep your own, keep working your own fight, doing your own battle. You'll get there. You don't lose unless you quit,
You don't lose unless you quit. I like that.
You just kind of maintain your path you're on. You'll get there when you're supposed to get there.
Nice. There you go, folks. Brad Henke, live and in person. Check him out. Wheelman, or what is it? Chairman Brad.
Yeah, Chairman Brad. Yeah, you can find me. Sometime I'll be with Onward Motion, a group out there. They run.
Oh yeah, Onward Motion.
Yep. I'm with them, and we're out at different events, and we're usually looking for people to do cool things out there, man. We've got a race coming up this weekend. Got a mountain bike activity coming up.
Nice.
We do that, and if you're in the St. Louis area, you might even find me up at the zoo. I volunteer there at times too. I figure I'm like a map guy there, so if you show up lost, you don't know where you're going. I know when I was brought up, it was, don't inconvenience the handicap, life's already too tough, don't bother them. Well, now that I'm in a chair, I know that was very wrong. So by being at the zoo, I get to interact with like hundreds of people a day when I go up there to try to break that stigma that I had, because I can't be mad at other people thinking that when that was me 5 years ago,
Right.
So yeah, I try to, I'm up there too. So yeah, I bounce around and I stay busy for sure.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again, Brad, for coming on, buddy.
Yep.
Everybody else, make sure you check out Brad. Also, make sure to go check out the Wheelchair Wednesdays if you haven't seen them.
Yeah, for sure.
We got some more coming up here next week. Appreciate that, Jay. So stick with us next time, and Brad, stay with us. We'll be right back. We're going to talk to you. Everybody else, thanks for watching Wheelchair Wednesday, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.
Yep, you're good.